What is going on YouTube? Mike, aka Madness DFS with DFS Army, the Sharp app on Twitter and in Discord. Back with another Jock Market video. This time we're going to attack the Week 2 primetime games. I've got a couple of pick'em props that I see some really nice value in, and then a couple of buy low options that I think we can, take advantage of coming off of last week and into this week. If you're not already downloaded the Jock Market app, do so. It is a very unique way of playing fantasy football and one that I think is going to be very popular. It's a lot of fun. It's very similar to the stock market, but you're buying stock into players instead of stocks. So they also have those pick'em contests, kind of similar to your used to Prize Picks, Underdog, Sleeper. So that kind of thing as well. Before we jump into that, like I said, download the app. Use that promo code MAD. It's on your screen. MADD. They're going to match your first deposit up to $100, giving you a free $100 to come test out the product and play around with it. A lot of their props you can get a discount on compared to, those other pick'em sites. So I recommend checking it out. It's a lot of fun. And we're going to kind of jump into those plays here. Before we do so, make sure you're liking the video, make sure you're subscribing, and make sure you're in the DFS Army Discord. We're dropping videos throughout the week. Prize Picks, they're Sniper and W Lynn are always in here dropping plays. And then over on the YouTube channel, I know we have Geek dropping DraftKings videos. We've got all the fantasy football you can imagine. NBA is around the corner. College football is here. College basketball is around the corner as well. So make sure you are over there with us. And with that said, let's kind of jump over to Jock Market. Like I said, I have a couple of great options for us. We're going to start on the right-hand side. We're going to start with these kind of buy low options that I think we can attack. The first one being Jalen Waddle. Kind of playing this as a little bit of a hedge against Tyreek Hill in our pick'ems, but I'll show you why shortly. And this isn't to say they both can't get there. Waddle had a pretty decent game in week 1. The reason I think we can buy him here, Bill Belichick is notorious. His whole career has taken away the number one option in the opposing offense. So if that's what they choose to do, and if they just want to send everybody at Tyreek Hill, play 2 high safeties and take him off, take those deep routes away from him, double cover him, do whatever they got to do, that's going to leave Waddle open. And Tua looked phenomenal in week 1. I think this whole offense is in for a huge year as long as Tua can stay healthy. So I think we go out and buy Jalen Waddle this week for what do we got? Sunday Night Football. I was going to say Monday night. Sunday Night Football. I think we go attack Jalen Waddle here. He did have a little bit of an oblique injury, but he's back at practice. So I like Jalen Waddle here. And then on Monday Night Football against the Browns, Allen Robinson. I'm going to be extremely huge on Allen Robinson this week. Deontay Johnson went down with an injury and doesn't sound like he's going to play. He's going to miss a few weeks. So those targets have to go somewhere. He was that, kind of line of scrimmage guy, possession receiver, where George Pickens is kind of the downfield guy, big playmaker type of guy. Allen Robinson can easily slot into that Deontay Johnson type of role. He did see 8 targets in week 1. So Kenny Pickett's certainly looking his way. This Cleveland defense is kind of middle of the road. It's not something that scares me, not like the Niners defense last week. So I think the targets are going to be there for Allen Robinson. I like buying low on him. And I expect a huge couple of weeks as he fills in for Deontay Johnson moving forward. And then we get to the pick'ems. These are 2 Monday nights, and we go to Tyreek Hill on Sunday night. The first one I want to look at is Deshaun Watson. We're going to go over 208.5 passing yards. I touched on this one in my Prize Picks video a couple days ago, but Purdy crushed this Pittsburgh defense last week with 220 passing yards. And it's something about that Shanahan offense where Purdy isn't going to take those deep shots, where I think the Browns are going to let Watson chuck it. He threw for 230 passing yards in this spot last season. And I'm overlooking last week. This Browns defense crushed the Bengals, holding them to 3 points. So they didn't really need Watson to go out there and be the playmaker. They just kind of needed him to be the game manager at that point. But I expect this game to be a little bit different. All that being said, he does rank 13th in air yards, kind of going back to that Purdy. They're going to let Watson chuck it. Does have a new receiver in Elijah Moore. We're going to get to him shortly. But he does rank second in fantasy points per drop back among quarterbacks. So the opportunity is certainly there. And he's a guy I want to go over 208.5 passing yards. And I love pairing him up here with Elijah Moore over 37 receiving yards. Getting a slight discount on him compared to the other markets and on DraftKings Sportsbook. They have him at 37.5. Jock Market has him at 37. He's the new kid on the block in Cleveland, but Watson has already targeted him or kind of have his eyes set on him downfield. Got 7 targets in week 1 of Watson's 29 attempts. So that's a 24% target share for Elijah Moore. Moore had 53 receiving yards in this spot last season against the Steelers, and that was with Zach Wilson throwing to him. Watson's a hell of a lot better than Zach Wilson, even if he didn't show it last year. He did look a lot better in preseason and so far this year in camp. So I think Moore is in for a huge year with Deshaun Watson, and I like taking the over 37 receiving yards, pairing him with Watson here, making a little mini stack. And finally, kind of going off of that Waddle discussion, I said Bill Belichick is going to try and take away the opposing team's best option. Easier said than done with Mr. Tyreek Hill. This dude went out and smashed last week. We're going to go over 6 receptions for Tyreek Hill here. DraftKings Sportsbook has heavy juice on the over 5.5 receptions at -160. If we take a look at the Proptimizer, you get access to this as a premium member over at Sharp App or DFS Army. It's built for Prize Picks. But that being said, if you're looking at props, so a prop is a prop no matter where you look, and we can use this to our advantage over on Jock Market as well. If we look up Tyreek Hill here he is. The books have him projected to go over this number at 6.17 receptions, and the Sharp App or DFS Army has him projected to go over 7 receptions. So I think we're getting nice value here. He averaged 6 receptions per game against the Patriots last season. Let me get these pulled back up here. And he saw 19 targets in those 2 games. And that was with Tua playing just one of those games. So Teddy Bridgewater was his quarterback in that second game. With Tua at quarterback, he looked his way 12 times in week 1 and last season in week 1 against the Patriots. And this season, he's getting those targets yet again. He went over 200 yards last week. He was a monster. He's a guy I want to go right back to here, going over that 6 receptions. And there are kind of the plays I'm looking at for prime time. Like I said, if you're not already downloading Jock Market, go download it. Use that promo code MADD to get signed up. They're going to double your first deposit. And make sure you hit that like, hit that subscribe so I know you're watching. It helps us build this channel quite a bit and pitch the Jock Market sponsor. Hell of a sponsor. It's such a unique way to play fantasy football. I love it. Go check out the other videos we have on the channel. Get ready for week 2, and let's make some money. We'll see you guys next week for week 3. See you guys. Peace.